All right, we're live. We're going to wait till it actually hits 6, give it a chance for some people to get in if they want to get in. I decided I'm just going to run this in the background for the times that we do have dead time, so you're not just staring at a screen. So, going to give it one more minute. Also, this kind of helps me with a timer. I don't want these to go longer than 10 to 15 minutes. So if I ever come back to this and this video's over, I know I went over time, so we'll wrap it up. Hey, what's up, Freddie? What is up, guys? Hoax and Hammock, what's up, brother? It's good to see you guys in here. All right, we already got 5 people in here, so that's more than enough to start the stream. This is the captain's meeting. For short events, I typically do the captain's meeting the night before or a couple nights before leading up to the event. Month longs, we only do the captain's meeting beforehand the first month of the year. That's just to get everyone on board if we can. I'd like to do the captain's meetings for the month longs the first day of the new tournament. That way we can go over the previous month results and payouts. If there's a rule change, the only point of a captain's meeting is to go over rule changes and stuff. If there's not a rule change, there's no point in having a captain's meeting before the event starting. All right, so let's go on to the first topic. Any kind of complaints or anything like that, try and hit me up first on Facebook. Don't go into the comment section of any of the posts. If you have any kind of like complaints, there was a gentleman who submitted a complaint on one of the posts saying like, this is the worst site ever. I can't figure out what to do. So I deleted the comment, sent him a message, followed up the next day, sent him a message, follow up the next day, sent him a message, wait a week, sent him a message. He never responded. So if you have any complaints or concerns, hit me up first if you can. I'll try and clear it all out. I control the narrative on that page as much as I can, so I try and keep everything there positive. Now, of course, that's not always going to be the case, but I try and keep as much stuff on the Facebook page positive as humanly possible. All right, moving on. Also, I don't go policing people's. 1 second. 1 second. I am Mr. Mom this week, so if I mute myself and turn around and look like I'm yelling at my daughter or my dog. All right, going on here. Uh, Rule infractions. If you break a rule and if you post something on social media and you break a rule, trust me, I didn't search it out. Somebody sent it to me, or it just so happened to go across my timeline. So I don't want anyone thinking, "Oh, Kayak Mike," because it's happened a few times this month, mainly with new guys. Like something will come across my timeline, or someone will send me a picture like, "Hey, this guy," and it's never, no one's ever calling you out saying, "Hey, he's breaking the rules. Let's DQ this guy." It's, "Hey, this gentleman may not know the rules the best. Let's educate this guy." That's how it comes across to me. So I don't want anyone ever thinking that, we're, piling on. That's never, ever, ever the case. Um, some things you want to look at before these short events. So check this out. This is more tips and hints. Weather. I noticed that we were not having a lot of signups for the short event that's coming up, and I'll go over that in a second. I know I pulled myself out because of weather. There's no way I can fish tomorrow. So before you sign up for a short event, you always want to check your weather. So tomorrow, this is my weather tomorrow. We're going to be barely above freezing. It's supposed to rain, or supposedly it has a decent chance of raining up until 3 p.m. Now, I don't know about where you live, but where I live, 18 to 24% chance means you're probably going to get rained on. This is the biggest factor right here, wind. I'm not going out in this wind. That's sustained. So that's 17, 19, 19, 18, 11, 15-mile-an-hour winds at 3 in the morning through 11-mile-an-hour winds at 9 at night. I'm not messing with that tomorrow, so I pulled myself out of tomorrow's competition. Also, if you ever sign up for a short event early, if you ever realize the night before or the morning of, let me know before the time of the event. I will happily refund your entry fee. I would like people to sign up early for these because the more people who sign up, that encourages more signups. I cannot tell you, at least 20 times a month, I will get a message saying, how many people are you expecting in this event? Because they're waiting to see more signups before they sign up. And if all those people just signed up, we would never ever have entry issues problems. So I would like people to sign up early. I will always give you a full refund. I know there's a Fishing Chaos admin fee, etc. Unless you're a Fishing Chaos member. I will always give you a completely full refund if you sign up early and then the morning of or the night before you realize that, you know what, the weather's just not going to be for me. That's exactly what I did. I signed up for this like a week or two ago and I pulled myself out early this morning because there is zero chance I am fishing tomorrow. So those are three things you definitely want to look for. Also, river levels. If you're a newer fisherman, this is one of the websites I go to for my river levels. This is fishable for me. The I forget the name of this website, but if you do a little googling, you can figure this out. Learn your graphs. Learn your graphs. This is really important information. This will also help you out, especially in the kayak. If you're a kayak fisherman, this is my life source. I check out 6 different graphs every single time I go fishing, just to make sure I'm going to be safe. Um, that also helps determine if you want to join an online event, a short event. Moving forward, over how much is it to enter this upcoming weekend tomorrow? It is $40. We are actually right on that page. If you don't have a bank account set up, sometimes like it'll let you hit continue from here and you'll sign up and you'll never have a ticket. Make sure you always press +1 on one of these before you sign up. If you do not press +1, it's going to sign you up for the event, but it ain't going to give you a ticket. So we had a couple anglers so far who signed up for the event. I have a feeling they just hit continue once they got to this screen. So always make sure you hit this plus button. And in this event, you can only fish in one category since it's a short event and it's your biggest 3 fish. Goes from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. tomorrow. Make sure you only hit +1 once on one of these because there were a few times there was like 2 or 3 anglers and there was only 1 or 2 tickets. The anglers and tickets should always be the same, except for the month longs starting next month. All right, let's see here. Anybody? All right, 1 second. All right, I am back. I am back. Moving on. No questions. So it says Facebook user. I don't see you. Try and allow StreamYard to see your name. I believe at the top of the post it'll say how to do that. Oh, that's Ryan. Of course, that's Ryan. Hey, Austin Harding. It's good to see you, brother. Um, Make sure you pay your ticket. Oh, the beginning of this tournament tomorrow is 9 a.m. It ends at 5 p.m. You can see that information right here. That is on every single tournament for anything on this platform. This over here will tell you when the sales start and when the sales end. So you can sign up for tomorrow's short event literally up to a minute before the competition starts. The identifier should be available at 7:30, so it'll be out in an hour and a half roughly. Um, Also, a reminder, I am an administrator for all OCT. I'm the host and administrator for all OCT events. I am only the administrator for non-OCT events, and I will explain what that means here in a second. But first, I want to show you guys something. Here's another little tip. If you're in an event that has 4 or 5 fish or a 7 fish limit, and if you feel like you want to cull your not submit fish, always submit all your fish until you hit your limit. And here's a great example. I have caught about 35 fish this month between the inches of 20 and 25. And I haven't submitted any because I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to keep on submitting ones that I catch over 26 inches. Well, I find myself in a situation where I don't have my limit submitted yet in the month long slot. And one of those 25-inch fish would have me in second. Same thing with Mark Bennett. He has 6 submitted. And if he just submitted one more fish. So a little hint, I know this jerk right here, he's the only one who can not take pictures and submit fish because, that's his job. He goes fishing. He's going to be on the water quite a few days a week. For those of us who are weekend warriors who only fish a couple times a month, make sure you submit all your fish until you hit your limit because there's no worse feeling. I might not be able to fish the rest of this month and I have not submitted all my fish, but I've caught like 35 more fish that I haven't submitted. So that's another helpful hint. I know I've bugged a few people this month about some mistakes everyone's made. This is a perfect example of it doesn't matter how long you've been doing this. It doesn't matter how many tournaments are under your belt. Everyone makes mistakes, and this is a big mistake. on my part. Um, all right, let's go on. Let's see here. Thanks for your information. Yeah, Freddie, I know, man. I'm so mad at myself, and I'm one place out of the money. I'm almost positive. I'm almost positive the slot pays out 3. I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive. Actually, it may pay. It might pay out 2 because I'm a free entry. But I'm almost positive it pays out 3. So if I get out of winning my money back, I'll be so upset. Yeah, make sure you guys have a good camera. That's also huge. Helps me a bunch. Moving on. Stephen Moore. So let's check this out. Stephen Moore, this is a challenge process. So the way it works is, let's say throughout the month, I'll be honest, I don't go into all these photos throughout the month and really judge them unless I'm about to do like a mid-month review. Then I want to make sure some things are correct before I go and do the review. I don't want to have something pop up on a live stream like, uh-oh, all these people just saw this and I didn't have a chance to talk with that angler personally. But you can, like, let's say you're in an event and you see something maybe not right in an opponent's photo. You can go in and you can challenge that fish, and it gives me a notification. It makes the fish turn yellow on the leaderboard, and then I get to go in and judge whatever you think is wrong with the fish. Now, I am begging you, don't make a habit of it unless it's something egregious. Um, Try and hit me up on Facebook first if you think there's something wrong. If it's an event with all veterans, go ahead, hit that challenge button. We should know better. But in the, like, just don't become that guy who challenges every little thing. We're not going to become the bass world. We are catfishermen for a reason. So let's not go challenging every little thing. But if there are things egregious, or if there are things that are clearly breaking a rule or two, submit them to me as a challenge. That's perfectly fine. And if I don't agree, I'll just simply deny your challenge. But in this case, so Steven here, he's making an example today. I shot him a message because these 2 fish got challenged, and the challenge reason was the bump board was not clearly visible. So here's another education, another spot for everyone to learn who is watching this. When you submit your fish, the bump board has to be clear and obvious on the picture. So but this is one of the reasons why I hate the catch and I hate the Rapala board, because big fish, sometimes you lose inches because the bump board isn't big enough. The bump of the bump board isn't big enough. And that front part of that fish's face will hang over the front. So going to here, he submitted this fish at 38.25. You can see, or 38 in, hold on. He submitted this fish. Let me just double check my thing here. 30. Okay. He submitted this fish at 38 and a half. It's clearly 38 and a half. However, you can't really 100% confirm that this fish is bumped. It's really not. I can't 100% confirm it. So it was challenged that their fish, the face of this fish is not bumped, not 100% visible. And this is a judgment call for me. So what I did was I went in and I was like, you know what kind of penalty do I want to give him? I gave him a 1/2-inch penalty there because I can't clearly see the bump. So I gave him a 1/2-inch penalty on that fish. And then on this fish right here, no, I lied. I gave him a 1/4-inch penalty on this fish because this one's more ticky-tacky. You can see the bump over here a little bit, but it is cut off. So this is definitely, it's not a disqualifiable offense, but it's definitely an offense where I had to make a judgment call and reduce it. So I took a 1/4-inch off this photo. This next one, coming in here, you zoom in. This one, you can see the bump down here a little bit. I don't think he was trying to cheat, but at the same time, yes, this is black and white breaking the rules where I have to be able to see it bumped. I took a 1/2-inch off of this photo. He didn't have any, and before I accepted the challenges, I messaged him and I was like, hey, do you have better photos of this? He said no. So I told him, like, just so you know, we're going to take a 1/2-inch off one photo and we're going to take a 1/4-inch off the other photo. Slap on the wrist, just try and take more photos going forward. He was like, cool, learning experience. I still make this mistake. It's just poop happens, guys. Poop happens. But so I went in, I adjusted them, I accepted the challenge, and I hit approve. So now these fish are locked in stone as is. Now, if the person who challenged these doesn't think that my judgment's acceptable, I don't care. I made my judgment. It's final. We're moving on. All right. I forgot my board. Let's see here, Freddie. I forgot my board last Sunday in another tournament, which I caught that were longer than. Oh, I know. Oh, Freddie, that stinks. That stinks. That kind of stuff happens so much. That kind of stuff happens so much in these events where you go, maybe forget your board. I've gone on fishing trips before where I completely forget my board, or 2 weeks go by and I leave an identifier off of my card. So we all make mistakes, man. But thank you, Steve was a champ. Thank you, Steve, and thank you for letting me use those as examples on the live video tonight. The live examples are extremely helpful for me and all the other anglers who are competing. Um, when will the payout be done for this event? The payout will be done for the month long within the first 5 business days of the next month. Also, the short events, the last Saturday of each month is the short events. I am going to not start, but I said this in a previous video. I'm also going to make sure those payouts are done within the first 5 business days of the next month. There's a very good chance I'll get it done sooner, but since all my events are ending at the end of the month, it's easier for me just to knock them all out at one time. So there's a good chance I'll get the short event payouts done sooner than the first 5 business days of the next month. But the expectation is if you are not paid out by the 5th business day of the next month for all the events that we just held, then hit me up. I screwed something up. Or maybe I paid everyone out but you and I made a clerical error. I am human. So yeah, they were good catches. He had both of them in his lap at the same time. And that's the thing too. So Austin just made a great point. He said, damn good catches. I'm assuming he's talking about the double that Steven had over here. People don't understand how difficult it is to picture fish in the kayak. It is extremely difficult. I can only imagine how difficult this was to have a 38-inch fish in between his legs while he's trying to measure another 38-inch fish and comply with all of our rules and make sure none of these fish flop out of the board. And it looks like he's holding the fish with one hand and taking a picture with the other. So I'm proud of him for even getting this in. All right, moving on. Moving on. How can you tell if a fish are the same if they are posted minutes apart? Uh, so I will go. So if you post fish within a few minutes, or if you post fish within a few quarter inches or inches of each other, catfish aren't so much like bass. Like bass, I know they have like that digital camo look, and you can like zoom in and stuff. Our fish are so big, it's pretty dang easy to tell if somebody submits the same fish twice. We haven't had an issue yet where somebody submitted the same fish twice deliberately or with malice intent. With malice intent, I had an angler once submit the same fish twice, but call me right away and say, "Hey, I'm 99% sure I just caught the same fish. I let him go X amount of hours ago. I'm about to resubmit him." That's possible. You can submit the same fish twice. I'm not gonna. I actually was just on a KBF board where somebody got a fish disqualified. Apparently, you can't have the same fish more than once. I don't know. It's an online event. I understand in the boat world, obviously, you can't weigh the same fish twice, but it's an online event. I The chances of it are super rare. It's happened of the thousands and thousands of fish I've judged. It's happened once. Now, if it becomes more of a common occurrence, I might nip it in the bud. But as long as it happens once every few thousand of submissions, then yeah, whatever. We're going to accept it because you put the time in, you put the work in. It's not your fault that the same fish hit twice. But yeah, our fish are so big, it's pretty dang obvious when someone tries to submit the same fish twice. Normally, I can catch it, and every single time I've caught it so far, the angler who has submitted it by accident, or they catch it before I do, and they send me a message. It's actually happens this way more often. They send me a message saying, "Hey, Mike, I submitted this fish twice by accident. Please delete one of them." All right, moving on. That's a great question, though. Next month format. Oh, actually go over. Let's go over all the short events that are coming up. Club, go down to online catfishing tournaments. So Scioto River, if you live in Ohio, the Scioto River has an event this upcoming or tomorrow. It is noon to noon. It is a 24-hour event. It runs noon to noon. They have 5 anglers so far signed up. The north and south boundaries are within here. They are all within here. Let's see here. Yep. The north boundary or the south, let's see here. The south boundary is a 348 bridge in Lucasville, Ohio. The north boundary is the South Detroit Street Bridge in Canton, Ohio. That one is, I believe, $20 to entry, $10 to big fish. Moving on, what other short events do we have going on tomorrow? DC Metro Angler he is the host. I remember I am the administrator. He is the host. So any questions or concerns, hit him up. Remember, you are using their rule books, and then our rule book comes into play in the event. Something happens, and the host doesn't have a rule for it. Then we will drop into our rule book. The host event is always in charge of their rules. Their rules always supersede anything in our book. But if they are missing something and something occurs in their event, we will dip into our rule book. This is a bank fishing tournament that DC Metro Angler is hosting. Looks like there's 4 people signed up so far. Here is your boundaries. It's right in here. It's also, he's the one running it. He's the one talking with everybody. Same thing here. His name's Devin Addison. If you click on this, it'll take you to his Facebook page if you have any questions, or hit me up. I can answer them too. But this is another great event for the weekend. It's in the Washington, D.C. area on the Potomac River. And then the other events. Yeah, Austin. I hope we will. I have a feeling there's going to be some of us who catch like 20 plus fish that day. And then the next short event, I think that's all for the short events. Yeah, that's it for the short events. And next month's longer events. So Fishing for Autism, they are trying to start a scene here where it's open to kayak and bank anglers. It's a $60 entry, $20 donated to charity. The rest goes to big fish, etc. MC Norris, hit up MC Norris. He's running that again. I am the host, or I'm the administrator. He is the host. Other events, we have our typical month longs. Remember, next month you can enter any single open event, and you can enter the slot event. I don't care if you enter one open and the slot. It doesn't matter to me. In all honestly, the more the merrier in the slot, because in my opinion, that's the event that's going to survive the long run. I think regional online events and slot limited events are the 2 events that will survive in the catfishing world online in the long run, as this scene continues to grow. So I want those numbers to start booming. If we can get them booming, let's see here. The Ohio Kayak Catfishing Trail starts next month, April 30th. Each one of these entries is $100. And also, we are going to be giving away a Gollywhopper rod, a JJ or a Kayak Catfish Gollywhopper rod at every single one of these in-persons. Except you won't have the sock with it, because I am either using the sock for the rod, or I lost it. So whatever, you're getting the more expensive part of the bundle. You're getting the rod and the bank extension. You're just not getting the sock that comes with the rod. Anything else? Shorter line events? Nope. Tomorrow's an 8-hour event. Are there any questions? Any question? Fishing for Autism has an in-person event at Taylorsville, if anyone can make that. Let's see here. Austin, 20-pound cat. Yeah, dude, I cannot wait. And we will go to the Sandusky Bay one right now really quick. Let's see here. If you come in here and click on Clemens Boat Ramp, that's more than likely where we'll be launching. It takes you right here. There's a boat event going on at the same exact time. This is where they're having their weigh-ins. The administrator of the event is just double checking to make sure that we can launch there. Not at the same time, around the same time. Again, we launch an hour later, come back an hour later, or a half hour, depending. But yeah, that's where we'll be launching. And a little secret, this bridge right here, this has been on a lot of catfishing shows, catching a lot of big channel cats. Just shh, don't tell anyone. But the secret's out. It might have been on a crazy catfishing show in this general area. So if you're a kayak fisherman, it's going to be perfect for us, because we know for a fact there are big old channel cats right here. And that's not that far of a paddle, pedal, or trolling motor. All right. More questions. All right. Hit me up with questions, guys. Does anybody have any questions before we roll out of here? It looks like I already went through that timer. We talked about everything. Let me go back to the short tournament, shorter line events. We got 2 entries so far. And if the entries end up staying low, that's fine. I'll refund money. That's fine. I had a few people message me saying like, "Hey, look, I was going to sign up, but weather stinks." I'll be honest, I pulled myself out of it. So, yep. Any questions? Tomorrow the entry is $40. $10 to big fish, $30 to the entry. Yep. That is that. Does anyone have any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Any concerns? Any complaints? Any issues? Now is the time to put those in there as well. Now's the time to put those in there as well. Nice, Ryan. All right, let's look at the tickets real quick. So Ryan, if you get in, so far there's two other anglers. So if you got in the 8 hour tournament, that would make 3 kayak entries. So that's a decent payday for fishing for one day. That'll mean somebody wins about $100 or so. Actually, I could tell you right away what it means. So if 3 people get in tomorrow's, so yeah, the winner will win about $82.05, and then Big Fish obviously will win $30. So that's a decent. So if you win Big Fish and the overall tournament, that's $112 payday. That's not a terrible payday for going fishing on the weekend. A double pay, yeah. So yeah, Ryan's in the event already. Yeah, Ryan, kick some butt tomorrow. We still got 9 people in here. Anyone have any questions before I get out of here? Muskie sticker will work on a homemade board. Just have to send you. Yes, Freddie, you are 100% correct. Thank you for asking that. Let's go to their website. This sticker right here. Oh, I meant to say that right off the bat, and I forgot. Thank you for bringing it up, Freddie. For people who are watching, Rapala board is being banned from OCT events. Now, the other events that I'm just the host of, or I'm just the administrator of, it's their rules, so they can do whatever they want. But OCT events, anything OCT ran, anything I run, we are banning the Rapala board. I hate it. I kind of want to ban the catch boards too, but since we have a slot tournament, I can't ban the catch boards. The catch boards are extremely convenient for slot competitors. You can take a little half-pound catch carbonite out there with you instead of this big old musky bumper. So I get it. So we're not going to ban the catch boards. I do hate judging them on big fish. I'm just going to be perfectly honest. I'm not going to be as lenient on the catch boards on big fish. If it's blurry or I can't tell if it's bumped, you might get dinged a little quicker than you would if you were using a musky bumper. But right here, this sticker is $20. You can buy their 60-inch sticker. You can DIY it yourself. Send me picture and video evidence on Facebook that it's the bump is 90 degrees and that this measurement's correct. Just put a couple rulers next to it, maybe like a yardstick or a couple, not just one ruler. Put a couple rulers down next to it so I can clearly see you have tested it against a couple of rulers. We'll prove it because I'll be honest, especially in the kayak world, I'm surprised more kayak guys haven't bought this sticker yet and DIY'd it themselves. I'm a terrible DIY guy. That's why I haven't yet. But there's a lot of guys in the kayak world who are fantastic at the DIY stuff. I'll be honest, just surprised we haven't had more guys custom make their own boards to specifically fit their kayak. So, yeah, that's that. A custom one. Oh yeah, Austin. Yes, at the Hoover event, they are donating a board. I know that. Catyackers, go if you're not already. I'm gonna join it over on this screen just in case I have something awful being said on my Facebook. Catyackers. All right. We'll join this group if you. Oh yeah, it's just I thought it was mine. Go Catyackers, Kayak Catfish Anglers official group. Go join this group if you haven't. It's a great group. Just all dedicated to kayak catfishing. So, any more questions before I hop out of here? Any more questions? Thank you, Freddie. Freddie, that's awesome. That's a huge help for me. Uh, I mean, not a lot of people. I'm more worried about chat popping up and then something awful I say getting out there on the live. I I gotten good at controlling my mouth in lives and stuff on my personal lives and this, but I'll be honest, I cuss like a sailor. Sometimes when people meet me in person, they're like, "Oh wow, you talk different." All right, guys. I don't see any more questions. We ran about a half hour, about double as long as I wanted to. But all right, Kayak Mike out of here. See you.